Of course, our first interview in a series about workforce and clinical research could be with none other than the Executive Director of the Association of Clinical Research Professionals, our international trade organization, Susan Landis. And I am very excited because she does such a great job of articulating the workforce problem we have. And she is so solution oriented and has been working tirelessly since she joined ACRP to figure out ways to work with our community to create a pipeline for clinical research professionals. And it's fantastic, and you're going to hear so many good ideas, and this video is intended for everyone, both new, upcoming, and seasoned. Enjoy. Well, Susan, I've been on ACRP's board of trustees for several years, and you have made a wonderful impact on the organization since joining in 2021. And among other things, I have so appreciated your focus on workforce development, which is also a passion of mine, as you well know. So can you please describe the issue this industry faces and what some solutions might be?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me join, and thank you for inviting me to talk about this critical topic. Here's what we know. We know that the industry is facing a global workforce crisis. And by industry, I mean across the board, sponsors, CROs, sites, technology companies. We know that there is this glaring disconnect between the vision for transforming clinical research and the workforce that is there, diverse and research ready to conduct that work. We have stats on this, right? And we published on this recently about this crisis. We know that protocols are more complex. We know that there are more trials than ever before. But we also know that there's a major shortfall in applicants, almost 1 million applicants shortfall than there have been in the past years. So what we're trying to do is address the workforce challenge in a way that allows the industry to come together to define certain things that don't exist today. And I like to say, we're trying to go from I fell into clinical research, which is what so many people say, to I chose clinical research. And so what does it mean for someone to say, I chose clinical research? And I just want to share, this is what we think it sounds like. I heard about this amazing career in clinical research, and I'm choosing to enter that career, right? I'm confident that I will be hired because I know what the pathway is into the career to gain the qualifications I need to know. And that's based on what the people hiring have determined. I'm in college studying for a career in clinical research, whether it's 2 years, 4 years, or a master's, or I'm taking the training that I need to take in order to be competent and to have the foundational knowledge I need and to be able to demonstrate that I can apply the foundational knowledge I need. And then what the person would do is say, I am delighted to have completed an internship that demonstrates I can apply the knowledge. And then they would say, I got hired today. So where are the challenges in this? The challenges are that as an industry, we really haven't come together to define the pathway into a career in clinical research. So ACRP is addressing this. We certainly have not defined what is a standard internship in clinical research. What does that look like? And ACRP, through our partners, Advancing the Clinical Research Workforce Consortium, are coming together to define that. So we have 3 objectives. Number 1 is to build an identity for the clinical research profession. This is an amazing career to have. We know that, but not enough people know about it. We want to help and put the stepping stones in to opening doors to this career. So what is the pathway to get into it? What training do you need to get into it? And then we actually want to work with industry stakeholders across the board for everybody to define what are the foundational qualifications that you must have in order to enter the clinical research industry as a clinical research professional. And we're going to be having a summit about that in February of the coming year to get CROs and sponsors and technology companies and placement firms together to really redefine and define what does it take to start a career in clinical research.
What a brilliant overview, and also what a staggering statistic, frankly. Um, what's curious to me as well is that I end up seeing on LinkedIn that people are wondering how to get into the profession. And so I am going to be interviewing people at like at sites, at IRBs, at CROs to, what are they looking for in people? Right now, if someone was to ask you a path, would you have any words of advice for where we're at today?
Well, I can look at it from the positive perspective, which there are so many people out there to be qualified, who are qualified to be clinical researchers. And then I can also look at it from the gap perspective, which, if you want to talk about a staggering statistic, there is literally no clinical research curriculum in any STEM program in the country, in the United States. We don't teach clinical research as a part of STEM. We like to say that it's a profession or a career hidden in plain sight. We know what the contribution is of our clinical research professionals. We know what the contribution is to drug development, but we have to bring it forward, right? I often think about the healthcare heroes that we really talked a lot about during the COVID pandemic. And as someone who's in clinical research, we value the doctors and we value the nurses, but clinical research professionals were a little bit left out of the healthcare hero recognition. So we really need to do a better job of talking about careers in clinical research. And we believe one way to start that is getting clinical research in STEM programs. The other day, I was at a meeting at HCA, which is the largest hospital provider in the country, largest private one. And they asked me, should we teach clinical research in nursing school? And my question, or my answer to that, was, we should give people in nursing school exposure to clinical research. We should give people who are in medical school exposure to clinical research. So we have to do a better job at that.
Brilliant. Honestly, I have been wanting for so long to ask someone how they got into clinical research, and they told me I chose it. The get go. Like when I was in high school, I knew clinical research. Those people were heroes. Like that'd be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. All right. Well, I really want to thank you. I'm probably going to have you back if you don't mind at some point because I love all the things that you do for this industry. I do have a question I'm asking everyone, so I'm going to ask you what, and you're already passionate, so I feel this is right along your wheelhouse. What's exciting or amazing about working in clinical research?
Well, I like to tell people, as you know, I'm not a clinical researcher. So my role in clinical research was through the patient engagement lens and through the marketing lens about developing, working with the study teams to develop the recruiting materials and medical communications and patient engagement materials. So for me, what I love about working in clinical research and the reason why I chose this role at ACRP is because I love the people who choose to work in clinical research. I have worked with some of the most amazing study teams, whether it was at Duke, DCRI, or whether it was at Quintiles. And so what I get excited about in clinical research are the people who work in clinical research, because I would say 99% of the time they're doing it to make a contribution to improve health outcomes for everybody.
So agree with you. There are really, really good people in this industry. People who really want to make a difference and try hard. It's a gorgeous industry to be in, and it's worth the challenges and trying to overcome them because of the people and what we're trying to do. Well, Susan, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for ACRP as well.
And thanks for all that you do too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.